This silver thimble sits beside my tea. It belonged to Mother when she was 23. The velvet lining of the box has worn away, just like the quiet words we didn't say. I trace the dented rim with my left thumb and wonder where the passing years have run. The kitchen clock ticks slow against the wall, while afternoon shadows stretch across the hall. I pour another cup and stir it down. The radio plays a tune from '64, back when we danced across the parlor floor. We saved our pennies in an old glass jar and drove my father's blue Pontiac car. Now every little keepsake holds a piece of you and brings back everything we used to do. Your handwriting remains on page 14 in that old garden book of wintergreen. You drew a tiny star beside the rose to mark the spot where springtime usually grows. I keep the window open just an inch or two to feel the cool breeze blow the memory through. The kitchen clock ticks slow against the wall, while afternoon shadows stretch across the hall. I pour another cup and stir it down. The radio plays a tune from '64, back when we danced across the parlor floor. We saved our pennies in an old glass jar and drove my father's blue Pontiac car. Now every little keepsake holds a piece of you and brings back everything we used to do. Time never truly takes the past away. It only changes how the colors stay. I hold this silver piece against the light and hear your gentle laughter in the night. I put the thimble back inside the drawer, beside the photograph from Baltimore. The tea grows cold, the sun begins to set. Some sweet old days you never quite forget. rusty bicycle bell chimed down the alleyway. It rattled through the screen door like you used to do. I paused my cup of tea upon the wooden tray, and for a fleeting breath thought it was really you. The neighborhood has changed its skin in 40 years, but certain sounds can bring a missing boyhood back. We used to race until our ankles burned with dust, before the simple things turned into quiet rust. You traded leather shoes to chase the western wind, while I stayed right here to keep our porch swing painted green. We never said goodbye the night the summer thinned, just left two wooden bats upon the gravel street between. I hope the miles were gentle with the dreams you kept, and someone raised a glass the nights you slept. A delivery van just rumbled past the fence. Its engine backfired loud against the brick store wall. I found the marble tin that made so little sense, tucked safely in a box beneath the coat rack hall. You always swore we would build a boat and sail away to places where the snow fell softer on the pine. The afternoon is casting long lines down the lane. I wonder if you hear the whistle through the rain. You traded leather shoes to chase the western wind, while I stayed right here to keep our porch swing painted green. We never said goodbye the night the summer thinned, just left two wooden bats upon the gravel street between. I hope the miles were gentle with the dreams you kept, and someone raised a glass the nights you slept. If you ever wander back through this quiet square, the brass key still sits hidden under the front steps. We do not need to talk about the silver in our hair, or all the promises a long life never keeps. The evening traffic slows down to a gentle hum. I turn the porch light on before the shadows come. Wherever you are sleeping under distant skies, I keep a chair saved for you till the daylight dies. The scent of dried clothes drifted through the screen door as Thomas tied his shoes upon the rug. He looked across the kitchen at the coat rack and reached to touch her favorite porcelain mug. The porch light flickered gently in the twilight, a quiet habit from a bygone year. He steps outside to walk the gravel pathway where 30 summers used to pass so fast. He keeps his hands inside his woolen pockets, just walking slowly through the painted past. He keeps 2 red apples on the counter every spring and listens for the bell she used to ring. The evening street grows dim beneath the fading streetlight beam, while memory turns the quiet house into a golden dream. He smiles into the dark and lets the cold wind gently blow. The corner grocery keeper knows his order: a single loaf of rye and peppermint tea. He always leaves the porch light burning bright now. The way she said it kept the shadows free. He tips his worn black hat to every neighbor and tells them all the winter will be mild. The clock upon the mantelpiece still strikes the hour of 6. Above the hearth where polished cedar sticks burn slow and sweet to keep the parlor grand, as if she might return and take his hand. He keeps 2 red apples on the counter every spring and listens for the bell she used to ring. The evening street grows dim beneath the fading streetlight beam, while memory turns the quiet house into a golden dream. He smiles into the dark and lets the cold wind gently blow. Thomas steps back inside and locks the heavy wooden latch. He strikes a final kitchen match. The smell of clothes remains upon the air. Beside her empty rocking chair. Till a sudden memory bursts the quiet dark. The parlor air was heavy with the dust of June, and motionless the old house held its breath. And like a pebble dropped into a silent well, I thought of how you used to turn the radio dial, and every quiet corner where the shadows fell was filled again with light and your forgotten smile. grandfather clock still marks the afternoon. The curtains sway without a breath of wind outside. A single spark can wake a dormant golden tune and roll away the years like a returning tide. The brass lamp glows beside your worn mahogany desk, where handwritten notes still wait for ink to dry. We danced right here in shadows soft and picturesque, before the quiet years went slowly drifting by. Now every corner holds a piece of yesterday, and love remains the only thing that didn't fade away. I walk across the rug where we would sit and talk, the wooden floorboards softly groan beneath my shoe. Outside the window lies the narrow garden walk, where yellow roses bloomed the year I met with you. The tea has grown quite cold inside the china cup, yet in this room time hesitates to move along. A forgotten photograph slides from a leather book, showing two young dreamers standing in the coastal rain. It only took a single quiet backward look to feel that gentle sweetness mixed with ancient pain. The brass lamp glows beside your worn mahogany desk, where handwritten notes still wait for ink to dry. We danced right here in shadows soft and picturesque, before the quiet years went slowly drifting by. Now every corner holds a piece of yesterday, and love remains the only thing that didn't fade away. The evening closes in and shadows start to grow. I set the teacup down upon the polished tray. You live within this house more than you'll ever know. I close my eyes and keep you close until the day. Where did the blue ink go from the bottom of the drawer? I sit in this quiet chair, watching dust specks drift. A spoon clinks softly against the porcelain edge. A train whistle blew somewhere way past the hill. I wonder if the neighbor's cat still hides beneath the porch. The hours stretch out like wool thread unwinding on a rug. My mind wanders down to the old corner store. I smell wet grass and forgotten peach jam. One thought spills into the next without a places we had been. Now the calendar folds backward in a quiet, gentle stream, and I trace your handwriting inside a half-remembered dream. Did I turn the stove off after making the broth? A yellow leaf glides down and touches the glass. Your leather slippers still rest near the hallway rug. The wallpaper faded right where our portrait used to hang. I remember the smell of your sweater after spring rain. Everything floats together like dry leaves on a creek. A stray dog barks 2 blocks away in the afternoon calm. I think about the winter we forgot to buy a pine tree. We strung popcorn on red yarn and laughed until midnight. So many little treasures left sitting on the shelf. The light grows soft along the hallway floor. I set the empty cup back down upon the tray. Tomorrow I might try to find that old blue fountain pen. Until then I will sit right here and let the memories play.
This heavy oak armchair cradles my back while shadows stretch long on the rug. I sit here and think of a boy on the track who thought every small choice was huge. You ran through the years with no breath in your chest, so eager to leave youth behind. If I could mail a paper note across the steady years, I'd tell you how the hard times melt and how the dust settles clear. Put down that heavy suitcase full of fear and useless pride. The world won't fall apart because you rested for a night. You're gonna make mistakes that keep you staring at the light, but every broken promise leads you right back to my side. I see you standing by the corner store in 63, worrying if love will ever find a way to stay. You bought that cheap guitar and tried to play in key, and cried when the first melody just drifted clean away. If I could send a wire back to reach your 19 years, I'd tell you every silent heart will find someone who hears. Put down that heavy suitcase full of fear and useless pride. The world won't fall apart because you rested for a night. You're gonna make mistakes that keep you staring at the sweet, no matter what they say. So take a quiet breath and let the winter twilight fall. You made it through the storm, my boy, you made it through it all. I'm sitting in the quiet now and keeping safe your name. You turned out just fine, and I love you all the same.
Copper twilight filtered through the diner blinds, painting every vinyl booth in golden rust. I set my spoon down on the Formica counter and wiped away a subtle ring of dust. An elder gentleman looked up from his news and asked if I had time to spare or lose. He smiled and nodded toward the empty stool, saying young folks always rush around these days. I said I am searching for a face I used to know, lost somewhere back inside the autumn haze. He tipped his hat and shared a quiet tale of 40 winters spent along the coast. We traded memories like vintage mail and raised our cups to what we miss the most. A simple stranger turned the lonely hour back before the night train glided down the track. He spoke of dancing at the county fair, a yellow dress that spun against the breeze. My heart remembered how she pinned her hair underneath the blooming cherry trees. Two distant stories found a matching tune beneath the pale rise of an early moon. We watched the waitress fill our cups once more as steam drifted upward in the glowing shade. It feels so rare to open up a closed door and speak the names that time forgot to fade. He tipped his hat and shared a quiet tale of 40 winters spent along the coast. We traded memories like vintage mail and raised our cups to what we miss the most. A simple stranger turned the lonely hour back before the night train glided down the track. No names were traded in that corner booth, just honest shadows of our younger youth. He paid his check and The copper light had melted into blue. I walked outside into the evening chill. A stranger's kindness carried me straight through, and in my chest her memory lives still. Yesterday you said the tea had lost its spice, and mentioned how the cold crept in here twice. I noticed 4 worn spoons aligned upon the shelf, a yellowed postcard reading to itself. The brass clock ticks a little slow today, as quiet clutter marks the time away. The wool sweater hangs beside the kitchen door, with 2 faint creases on the wooden floor. Every little detail keeps your memory near, and all the tiny things you left right here. A half-filled glass still sits upon the window ledge, while green moss gathers on the garden hedge. You left a folded napkin near the bread, beside the simple words you quietly said. These small old marks remain to tell the truth, holding the tender sweetness of our youth. The blue umbrella rests against the hall, a pencil draft remains upon the wall. Your favorite cup has coffee ring stains now, and dry leaves drift across the apple bough. I find your reading glasses near the chair, and remember how you used to rest them there. The wool sweater hangs beside the kitchen door, with 2 faint creases on the wooden floor. Every little detail keeps your memory near, and all the tiny things you left right here. A half-filled glass still sits upon the window ledge, while green moss gathers on the garden hedge. You left a folded napkin near the bread, beside the simple words you quietly said. These small old marks remain to tell the truth, holding the tender sweetness of our youth. A loose thread dangles from the pattern throw, where afternoon lights gently cast their glow. The world moves fast beyond our wooden fence, yet every small detail still makes perfect sense. Yesterday you spoke, today I see it all as gentle shadows lengthen on the wall. Coarse yellow flannel rubs against my thumb, where frayed silk hems have slowly gone undone. I touch the woven threads of faded navy weave, and 50 years ago begins to pull my sleeve. A sudden rush of autumn turns the hallway bright and brings you standing back inside the kitchen light. The smell of starch and iron fills the room. Before the quiet garden lost its bloom, we swayed along the parquet floor in simple leather shoes. The radio played waltzes that we didn't want to lose. You spun around in cotton tailored neat and trim, while afternoon swung low upon the garden timber rim. That afternoon lives on inside a single folded seam. Your fingers smooth the creases on my coat, while laughter drifted softly from your throat. We tucked the copper buttons safely in a box and watched the winter shadow climb the grandfather clock. The smell of starch and iron fills the room. Before the quiet garden lost its bloom, we swayed along the parquet floor in simple leather shoes. The radio played waltzes that we didn't want to lose. You spun around in cotton tailored neat and trim, while afternoon swung low upon the garden timber rim. That afternoon lives on inside a single folded seam. Time pulls the stitching from the clothes we used to wear, yet touching worn out velvet brings you standing there. No golden thread could ever hold a sweeter memory than every quiet line you left behind for me. I fold the blue cloth gently on the cedar chest and let the quiet evening lie down here to rest. The fabric holds your warmth through every passing year. I close my eyes and feel you standing near. across the hall beside our unmade bed. I close my eyes and picture 40 years, when time has softened all these tender fears. A silvered afternoon will paint the floor, and I will wait for you beside the door. The seconds tick without a hurry now. I trace the line across my faded brow. I see the elderly pair we are going to be, holding hands beneath a willow tree. Old records spin their lazy golden tune, while winter light turns into afternoon. I will look back on every quiet day and thank the years that never washed away. Our gentle love will warm the chilly space, when age has drawn its lines upon my face. The number 7 blinks and changes slow, while outside autumn leaves begin to glow. I picture gray hair falling on your sleeve, and all the gentle dreams we still believe. We will sit back and watch the sunset fade, grateful for every single choice we made. Years down the line, when steam still fills the cup, I will look across the room and pick it up. No regret will ever enter through this latch, just quiet embers from a simple match. Old records spin their lazy golden tune, while winter light turns into afternoon. I will look back on every quiet day and thank the years that never washed away. Our gentle love will warm the chilly space, when age has drawn its lines upon my face. The glowing 7 slowly turns to 8. I hold your hand and close the garden gate. The future waits in peace without a sound, where everlasting memories are found. Chip brass key rests beside my saucer, left here from a house we sold in June. I trace the notches softly with my thumb and whistle half a forgotten afternoon tune. The front hall door was painted forest green, and every autumn brought the yellow leaves. I sit alone with quiet in the kitchen, watching dust motes dancing in the shade. The clock ticks slow, a steady little rhythm, for every promise that we ever made. We walked along the harbor when the chill came early, holding paper bags of roasted sweet walnuts in hand. You laughed because my collar was tucked in so poorly, and drew a crooked heart upon the wet coastal sand. Now 40 winter seasons have drifted softly by, yet every little brass notch still remembers you and I keep the kitchen radio tuned to easy listening, the station where they play the waltz from 49. I pour a single cup of tea and watch it steaming, and wonder if your parlor looks as still as mine. The radio presenter plays a violin solo, and I can almost hear your footsteps on the floor. I sit alone with quiet in the kitchen, watching dust motes dancing in the shade. The clock ticks slow, a steady little rhythm, for every promise that we ever made. We walked along the harbor when the chill came early, holding paper bags of roasted sweet walnuts in hand. You laughed because my collar was tucked in so poorly, and drew a crooked heart upon the wet coastal sand. Now 40 winter seasons have drifted softly by, yet every little brass notch still remembers you and I. Old letters in the bureau drawer don't speak a single word, and yet they tell me everything I used to love to hear. I put the kettle back upon the stove once more, and smile to know that somewhere you are near. We walked along the harbor when the chill came early, holding paper bags of roasted sweet walnuts in hand. You laughed because my collar was tucked in so poorly, and drew a crooked heart upon the wet coastal sand. Now 40 winter seasons have drifted softly by, yet every little brass notch still remembers you and I slide the key into my cardigan pocket, where my cold hands can find it through the night. The tea stays warm, the parlor lights stay low, and in my quiet heart the past is bright. The milkman's heavy wooden crate clattered on the curb, waking up the pigeons on the alley wire. I poured 2 cups of black coffee, just like I used to do, forgetting for a second that you moved down south last year. The radio was playing that slow waltz we hated, and I laughed out loud because you were not there to turn it off. We spent 40 summers talking on this kitchen porch, trading pocket knives and watching rain turn into fog. Now the seasons move a little quieter without you. You left your scarf hanging on the coat rack near the door. It still smells like cedar shavings and cheap peppermint candy. I promised I would mail it back before the autumn freeze, but keeping it right here feels like you never really left. So take your sweet time coming back to pick it up yourself. The hardware store on Main Street closed its wooden doors today. Old man Miller finally packed his boxes up for good. I bought 2 spare brass hinges that we never got to use, and put them in the toolbox sitting under your old bench. Sometimes I catch myself turning around to ask your mind before I remember you are 300 miles away. We spent 40 summers talking on this kitchen porch, trading pocket knives and watching rain turn into fog. Now the seasons move a little quieter without you. You left your scarf hanging on the coat rack near the door. It still smells like cedar shavings and cheap peppermint candy. I promised I would mail it back before the autumn freeze, but keeping it right here feels like you never really left. So take your sweet time coming back to pick it up yourself. Do you still drink dark tea when the twilight starts to fall? Does your dog still bark at every passing yellow bus? Write me a postcard when the blue jays return. Tell me if the winter's down there treat your knees alright. I will save a chair for you beside the radio. The coffee pot is waiting whenever you come home. Keep your jacket warm until the winter passes through. I am sitting right here waiting, my old friend. Pipe tobacco and sweet cedar float across the hallway now. Arthur sets the copper kettle down upon the iron grate. He adjusts the framed photo hanging by the window bow, knowing that the winter folds a yellow wool cardigan over the sofa back and pours a single cup of tea into a floral mug. The pendulum sways upon the wall. His gentle shadow stretches long and tall. 50 years of footsteps on the pine. He cooks the soup the way she used to, write the recipe, and leaves the porch lamp burning through the quiet neighborhood. Every little habit keeps her spirit in his memory, finding comfort where their wooden dining table stood. Time moves along, but love refuses to expire. The evening mail sits unread beside his reading glasses. He plays an old waltz tune she loved when they were young and green. Through the lace curtains every passing headlight softly passes, lighting up the velvet armchair where she used to lean. He strokes the sleeping tabby cat upon his tired knee. The pendulum sways upon the wall. His gentle shadow stretches long and tall. 50 years of footsteps on the pine. He cooks the soup the way she used to, write the recipe, and leaves the porch lamp burning through the quiet neighborhood. Every little habit keeps her spirit in his memory, finding comfort where their wooden dining table stood. Time moves along, but love refuses to expire. He pulls the curtains shut against the falling snow and turns the brass radio dial to a golden song. Though 60 winters came and had to go, he knows exactly where his loyal heart belongs. Arthur turns the hallway lamp down low tonight. He sets her slippers neat beside the bedroom door. A peaceful house bathed in soft amber light, still full of all the love they shared before. The stillness shattered with the thought of how you smoothed your coat. Dust particles froze in the pale yellow light across the floor. A sudden memory stepped uninvited through the quiet room. I saw you by the hallway mirror, adjusting your red clip-on tie. The grandfather clock kept ticking on the parlor wall, while 40 years evaporated in a silent call. You crossed the rug to hand me half a peppermint and pointed out the window where the evening street lamp went. We walked down to the harbor as the blue fog started falling. listening to the distant gulls and harbor tugboats calling. The teacup sits untouched upon the lace table runner. Shadows stretch long against the cedar baseboards near the door. A small bluebird alights upon the wooden porch rail outside. I touch the worn leather cover of the book you left open on page 40. The pendulum swings slow inside its tall dark case, while sunset paints the wallpaper around your empty space. You cross the rug to hand me half a peppermint and pointed out the window where the evening street lamp went. We walked down to the harbor as the blue fog started falling, listening to the distant gulls and harbor tugboats calling. I feel the smooth, polished armrest where your ring left a scratch, remembering the evening that you dropped the brass door latch. The hallway floorboard creaks as if you're stepping through the hall, and every year between us fades to nothing at all. The kettle whistles softly in the amber evening glow. I set 2 teacups on the tray, just like we used to know. You always took the corner seat beside the window pane. I hold the warm ceramic cup and wait for you again. Why does the hallway feel so quiet now? I thought I heard a spoon against a cup. The yellow wallpaper is peeling near the floor. A faint old melody keeps pulling up. My fingers brush against the mantelpiece, finding a wooden button from your coat. The mind drifts away to an August evening, a cool summer breeze on the screened-in porch, a soft turning page and the scent of cedar, and old memories warm like a steady torch. We walked down to the corner store for butter and jam, then paused by the bridge where the river ran slow. You pointed at a red kite stuck up in an oak tree and promised we would come back when it started to snow. A postcard from Duluth sits in my drawer. The ink is faded brown around your name. I wonder if the train still stops at 5, or if the wooden station watch how the curtains sway, soft and low. Thoughts float like leaves on a quiet pond. One memory leads 20 miles away. A woolen scarf, a brass key, a smile you gave, all gathered together inside one day. I fold the old postcard and close the drawer. The clock on the mantel ticks, gentle and slow. I keep every memory safe in my heart and wait for the winter to bring back the snow. This silver thimble sits beside my tea. It belonged to Mother when she was 23. The velvet lining of the box has worn away, just like the quiet words we didn't say. I trace the dented rim with my left thumb and wonder where the passing years have run. The kitchen clock ticks slow against the wall, while afternoon shadows stretch across the hall. I pour another cup and stir it down. The radio plays a tune from '64, back when we danced across the parlor floor. We saved our pennies in an old glass jar and drove my father's blue Pontiac car. Now every little keepsake holds a piece of you and brings back everything we used to do. Your handwriting remains on page 14 in that old garden book of wintergreen. You drew a tiny star beside the rose to mark the spot where springtime usually grows. I keep the window open just an inch or two to feel the cool breeze blow the memory through. The kitchen clock ticks slow against the wall, while afternoon shadows stretch across the hall. I pour another cup and stir it down. The radio plays a tune from '64, back when we danced across the and brings back everything we used to do. Time never truly takes the past away. It only changes how the colors stay. I hold this silver piece against the light and hear your gentle laughter in the night. I put the thimble back inside the drawer, beside the photograph from Baltimore. The tea grows cold, the sun begins to set. Some sweet old days you never quite forget. Rusty bicycle bell chimed down the alleyway. It rattled through the screen door like you used to do. I paused my cup of tea upon the wooden tray, and for a fleeting breath thought it was really you. The neighborhood has changed its skin in 40 years, but certain sounds can bring a missing boyhood back. We used to race until our ankles burned with dust, before the simple things turned into quiet rust. You traded leather shoes to chase the western wind, while I stayed right here to keep our porch swing painted green. We never said goodbye the night the summer thinned, just left two wooden bats upon the gravel street between. I hope the miles were gentle with the dreams you kept, and someone raised a glass the nights you slept. A delivery van just rumbled past the fence. Its engine backfired loud against the brick store wall. I found the marble tin that made so little sense, tucked safely in a box beneath the coat rack hall. You always swore we would build a boat and sail away to places where the snow fell softer on the pine. The afternoon is casting long lines down the lane. I wonder if you hear the whistle through the rain. You traded leather shoes to chase the western wind, while I stayed right here to keep our porch swing painted green. We never said goodbye the night the summer thinned, just left two wooden bats upon the gravel street between. I hope the miles were gentle with the dreams you kept, and someone raised a glass the nights you slept. If you ever wander back through this quiet square, the brass key still sits hidden under the front steps. We do do not need to talk about the silver in our hair, or all the promises a long life never keeps. The evening traffic slows down to a gentle hum. I turn the porch light on before the shadows come. Wherever you are sleeping under distant skies, I keep a chair saved for you till the daylight dies. The scent of dried clothes drifted through the screen door as Thomas tied his shoes upon the rug. He looked across the kitchen at the coat rack and reached to touch her favorite porcelain mug. The porch light flickered gently in the twilight, a quiet habit from a bygone year. He steps outside to walk the gravel pathway where 30 summers used to pass so fast. He keeps his hands inside his woolen pockets, just walking slowly through the painted past. He keeps 2 red apples on the counter every spring and listens for the bell she used to ring. The evening street grows dim beneath the fading streetlight beam, while memory turns the quiet house into a golden dream. He smiles into the dark and lets the cold wind gently blow. The corner grocery keeper knows his order: a single loaf of rye and peppermint tea. He always leaves the porch light burning bright now. The way she said it kept the shadows free. He tips his worn black hat to every neighbor and tells them all the winter will be mild. The clock upon the mantelpiece still strikes the hour of 6. Above the hearth where polished cedar sticks burn slow and sweet to keep the parlor grand, as if she might return and take his hand. He keeps 2 red apples on the counter every spring and listens for the bell she used to ring. The evening street grows dim beneath the fading streetlight beam, while memory turns the quiet house into a golden dream. He smiles into the dark and lets the cold wind gently blow. Thomas steps back inside and locks the heavy wooden latch. He strikes a final kitchen match. The smell of clothes remains upon upon the air. Beside her empty rocking chair. Till a sudden memory bursts the quiet dark. The parlor air was heavy with the dust of June, and motionless the old house held its breath. And like a pebble dropped into a silent well, I thought of how you used to turn the radio dial, and every quiet corner where the shadows fell was filled again with light and your forgotten smile. The grandfather clock still marks the afternoon. The curtains sway without a breath of wind outside. A single spark can wake a dormant golden tune and roll away the years like a returning tide. The brass lamp glows beside your worn mahogany desk, where handwritten notes still wait for ink to dry. We danced right here in shadows soft and picturesque, before the quiet years went slowly drifting by. Now every corner holds a piece of yesterday, and love remains the only thing that didn't fade away. I walk across the rug where we would sit and talk, the wooden floorboards softly groan beneath my shoe. Outside the window lies the narrow garden walk, where yellow roses bloomed the year I met with you. The tea has grown quite cold inside the china cup, yet in this room time hesitates to move along. A forgotten photograph slides from a leather book, showing two young dreamers standing in the coastal rain. It only took a single quiet backward look to feel that gentle sweetness mixed with ancient pain. The brass lamp glows beside your worn mahogany desk, where handwritten notes still wait for ink to dry. We danced right here in shadows soft and picturesque, before the quiet years went slowly drifting by. Now every corner holds a piece of yesterday, and love remains the only thing that didn't fade away. The evening closes in and shadows start to grow. I set the teacup down upon the polished tray. You live within this house more than you'll ever know. I close my eyes and keep you close the day. Where did the blue ink go from the bottom of the drawer? I sit in this quiet chair, watching dust specks drift. A spoon clings softly against the porcelain edge. A train whistle blew somewhere, way past the hill. I wonder if the neighbor's cat still hides beneath the porch. The hours stretch out like wool thread unwinding on a rug. My mind wanders down to the old corner store. I smell wet grass and forgotten peach jam. One thought spills into the next without a sound. We danced through the kitchen when the linoleum was green, and saved every matchbook from the places we had been. Now the calendar folds backward in a quiet, gentle stream, and I trace your handwriting inside a half-remembered dream. Did I turn the stove off after making the broth? A yellow leaf glides down and touches the glass. Your leather slippers still rest near the hallway rug. The wallpaper faded right where our portrait used to hang. I remember the smell of your sweater after spring rain. Everything floats together like dry leaves on a creek. A stray dog barks 2 blocks away in the afternoon calm. I think about the winter we forgot to buy a pine tree. We strung popcorn on red yarn and laughed until midnight. So many little treasures left sitting on the shelf. The light grows soft along the hallway floor. I set the empty cup back down upon the tray. Tomorrow I might try to find that old blue fountain pen. Until then I will sit right here and let the memories play.
This heavy oak armchair cradles my back, while shadows stretch long on the rug. I sit here and think of a boy on the track who thought every small choice was huge. You ran through the years with no breath in your chest, so eager to leave you I could nail a paper note across the steady years, I'd tell you how the hard times melt and how the dust settles clear. Put down that heavy suitcase full of fear and useless pride. The world won't fall apart because you rested for a night. You're gonna make mistakes that keep you staring at the light, but every broken promise leads you right back to my side. I see you standing by the corner store in 63, worrying if love will ever find a way to stay. You bought that cheap guitar and tried to play in key, and cried when the first melody just drifted clean away. If I could send a wire back to reach your 19 years, I'd tell you every silent heart will find someone who hears. Put down that heavy suitcase full of fear and useless pride. The world won't fall apart because you rested for a night. You're gonna make mistakes that keep you staring at the light, but every broken promise leads you right back to my side. We built a simple life from scraps and second chances. The scars upon your knuckle made the man I am today. So stop your frantic pacing through those early dances. The song finishes sweet, no matter what they say. So take a quiet breath and let the winter twilight fall. You made it through the storm, my boy, you made it through it all. I'm sitting in the quiet now and keeping safe your name. You turned out just fine, and I love you all the same. Copper twilight filtered through the diner blinds, painting every vinyl booth in golden rust. I set my spoon down on the formica counter and wiped away a subtle ring of dust. An elder gentleman looked up from his news and asked if I had time to spare or lose. He smiled and nodded toward the empty stool, saying young folks always rush around these days. I said I am searching for a face I used to know, lost somewhere back inside the autumn haze. He tipped his hat and shared a quiet tale of 40 winters spent along the coast. We traded memories like vintage mail and raised our cups to what we miss the most.
the night train glided down the track. He spoke of dancing at the county fair, a yellow dress that spun against the breeze. My heart remembered how she pinned her hair underneath the blooming cherry trees. Two distant stories found a matching tune beneath the pale rise of an early moon. We watched the waitress fill our cups once more as steam drifted upward in the glowing shade. It feels so rare to open up a closed door and speak the names that time forgot to fade. He tipped his hat and shared a quiet tale of 40 winters spent along the coast. We traded memories like vintage mail and raised our cups to what we miss the most. A simple stranger turned the lonely hour back before the night train glided down the track. No names were traded in that corner booth, just honest shadows of our younger youth. He paid his check and patted on my hand, a quiet gesture both could understand. The copper light had melted into blue. I walked outside into the evening chill. A stranger's kindness carried me straight through, and in my chest her memory lives still. Yesterday you said the tea had lost its spice, and mentioned how the cold crept in here twice. I noticed 4 worn spoons aligned upon the shelf, a yellowed postcard reading to itself. The brass clock ticks a little slow today, as quiet clutter marks the time away. The wool sweater hangs beside the kitchen door, with 2 faint creases on the wooden floor. Every little detail keeps your memory near, and all the tiny things you left right here. A half-filled glass still sits upon the window ledge, while green moss gathers on the garden hedge. You left a folded napkin near the bread, beside the simple words you quietly said. These small old marks remain to tell the truth, holding the tender, sweet of our youth. The blue umbrella rests against the hall. A pencil draft remains upon the wall. Your favorite cup has coffee ring stains now, and dry leaves drift across the apple bough. I find your reading glasses near the chair, and remember how you used to rest them there. The wool sweater hangs beside the kitchen door, with two faint creases on the wooden floor. Every little detail keeps your memory near, and all the tiny things you left right here. A half-filled glass still sits upon the window ledge, while green moss gathers on the garden hedge. You left a folded napkin near the bread, beside the simple words you quietly said. These small old marks remain to tell the truth, holding the tender sweetness of our youth. A loose thread dangles from the pattern throw, where afternoon lights gently cast their glow. The world moves fast beyond our wooden fence, yet every small detail still makes perfect sense. I turn the kettle on and brew the tea once more, and listen for your footsteps at the door. Yesterday you spoke, today I see it all, as gentle shadows lengthen on the wall. Coarse yellow flannel rubs against my thumb, where frayed silk hems have slowly gone undone. I touch the woven threads of faded navy weave, and 50 years ago begins to pull my sleeve. A sudden rush of autumn turns the hallway bright, and brings you standing back inside the kitchen light. The smell of starch and iron fills the room, before the quiet garden lost its bloom. We swayed along the parquet floor in simple leather shoes. The radio played waltzes that we didn't want to lose. You spun around in cotton tailored neat and trim, while afternoon swung low upon the garden timber rim. That afternoon lives on inside a single folded seam. Your fingers smooth the creases on my coat, while laughter drifted softly from your throat. We tuck the copper buttons safely in a box and watch the winter shadow climb the grandfather clock. The smell of starch and iron fills the room before the quiet garden lost its bloom. We swayed along the parquet floor in simple leather shoes. The radio played waltzes that we didn't want to lose. He spun around in cotton tailored neat and trim, while afternoon swung low upon the garden timber rim. That afternoon lives on inside a single folded seam. Time pulls the stitching from the clothes we used to wear, yet touching worn out velvet brings you standing there. No golden thread could ever hold a sweeter memory than every quiet line you left behind for me. I fold the blue cloth gently on the cedar chest and let the quiet evening lie down here to rest. The fabric holds your warmth through every passing year. I close my eyes and feel you standing near. The number 7 glows in neon red across the hall beside our unmade bed. I close my eyes and picture 40 years when time has softened all these tender fears. A silvered afternoon will paint the floor, and I will wait for you beside the door. The seconds tick without a hurry now. I trace the line across my faded brow. I see the elderly pair we are going to be, holding hands beneath a willow tree. Old records spin their lazy golden tune, while winter light turns into afternoon. I will look back on every quiet day and thank the years that never washed away. Our gentle love will warm the chilly space when age has drawn its lines upon my face. The number 7 blinks and changes slow, while outside autumn leaves begin to glow. I picture gray hair falling on your sleeve, and all the gentle dreams we still believe. We will sit back and watch the sunset fade, grateful for every single choice we made. pick it up. No regret will ever enter through this latch. Just quiet embers from a simple match. Old records spin their lazy golden tune, while winter light turns into afternoon. I will look back on every quiet day and thank the years that never washed away. Our gentle love will warm the chilly space when age has drawn its lines upon my face. The glowing 7 slowly turns to 8. I hold your hand and close the garden gate. The future waits in peace without a sound, where everlasting memories are found. One chip brass key rests beside my saucer, left here from a house we sold in June. I trace the notches softly with my thumb and whistle half a forgotten afternoon tune. The front hall door was painted forest green, and every autumn brought the yellow leaves. I sit alone with quiet in the kitchen, watching dust motes dancing in the shade. The clock ticks slow, a steady little rhythm, for every promise that we ever made. We walked along the harbor when the chill came early, holding paper bags of roasted sweet walnuts in hand. You laughed because my collar was tucked in so poorly, and drew a crooked heart upon the wet coastal sand. Now 40 winter seasons have drifted softly by, yet every little brass notch still remembers you and I keep the kitchen radio tuned to easy listening, the station where they play the waltz from 49. I pour a single cup of tea and watch it steaming, and wonder if your parlor looks as still as mine. The radio presenter plays a violin solo, and I can almost hear your footsteps on the floor. I sit alone with quiet in the kitchen, watching dust motes dancing in the shade. The clock ticks slow, a steady little rhythm, for every promise that we ever made. We walked along the harbor when the paper bags of roasted sweet walnuts in hand. You laughed because my collar was tucked in so poorly, and drew a crooked heart upon the wet coastal sand. Now 40 winter seasons have drifted softly by, yet every little brass notch still remembers you and I. Old letters in the bureau drawer don't speak a single word, and yet they tell me everything I used to love to hear. I put the kettle back upon the stove once more, and smile to know that somewhere you are near. We walked along the harbor when the chill came early, holding paper bags of roasted sweet walnuts in hand. You laughed because my collar was tucked in so poorly, and drew a crooked heart upon the wet coastal sand. Now 40 winter seasons have drifted softly by, yet every little brass notch still remembers you and I slide the key into my cardigan pocket, where my cold hands can find it through the night. The tea stays warm, the parlor lights stay low, and in my quiet heart, the past is bright. The milkman's heavy wooden crate clattered on the curb, waking up the pigeons on the alley wire. I poured 2 cups of black coffee, just like I used to do, forgetting for a second that you moved down south last year. The radio was playing that slow waltz we hated, and I laughed out loud because you were not there to turn it off. We spent 40 summers talking on this kitchen porch, trading pocket knives and watching rain turn into fog. Now the seasons move a little quieter without you. You left your scarf hanging on the coat rack near the door. It still smells like cedar shavings and cheap peppermint candy. I promised I would mail it back before the autumn freeze, but keeping it right here feels like you never really left. So take your sweet time coming back to pick it up yourself. The hardware store on Main Street closed its wooden doors today. Old man Miller finally packed his boxes up for good. I bought 2 spare brass hinges that we never got to use, and put them in the toolbox sitting under your old bench. Sometimes I catch myself turning around to ask your mind before I remember you are 300 miles away. We spent 40 summers talking on this kitchen porch, trading pocket knives and watching rain turn into fog. Now the seasons move a little quieter without you. You left your wool scarf hanging on the coat rack near the door. It still smells like cedar shavings and cheap peppermint candy. I promised I would mail it back before the autumn freeze, but keeping it right here feels like you never really left. So take your sweet time coming back to pick it up yourself. Do you still drink dark tea when the twilight starts to fall? Does your dog still bark at every passing yellow bus? Write me a postcard when the blue jays return. Tell me if the winter's down there treat your knees alright. I will save a chair for you beside the radio. The coffee pot is waiting whenever you come home. Keep your jacket warm until the winter passes through. I am sitting right here waiting, my old friend. Pipe tobacco and sweet cedar float across the hallway now. Arthur sets the copper kettle down upon the iron grate. He adjusts the framed photo hanging by the window bow, knowing that the winter evening soon will grow too late. He folds a yellow wool cardigan over the sofa back and pours a single cup of tea into a floral mug. The pendulum sways upon the wall. His gentle shadow stretches long and tall. 50 years of footsteps on the pine. He cooks the soup the way she used to, write the recipe, and leaves the porch lamp burning through the quiet neighborhood. Every little habit keeps her spirit in his memory, finding comfort where their wooden dining table stood. Time moves along, but love refuses to expire. The evening mail sits unread beside his reading glasses. He plays an old waltz tune she loved when they were young and green. Through the lace curtains every passing headlight softly passes, lighting up the velvet armchair where she used to lean. He strokes the sleeping tabby cat upon his tired knee. The pendulum sways upon the wall. His gentle shadow stretches long and tall. 50 years of footsteps on the pine. He cooks the soup the way she used to, write the recipe, and leaves the porch lamp burning through the quiet neighborhood. habit keeps her spirit in his memory, finding comfort where their wooden dining table stood. Time moves along, but love refuses to expire. He pulls the curtains shut against the falling snow and turns the brass radio dial to a golden song. Though 60 winters came and had to go, he knows exactly where his loyal heart belongs. Arthur turns the hallway lamp down low tonight. He sets her slippers neat beside the bedroom door. A peaceful house, bathed in soft amber light, still full of all the love they shared before.
The stillness shattered with the thought of how you smoothed your coat. Dust particles froze in the pale yellow light across the floor. A sudden memory stepped uninvited through the quiet room. I saw you by the hallway mirror, adjusting your red clip-on tie. The grandfather clock kept ticking on the parlor wall, while 40 years evaporated in a silent call. You crossed the rug to hand me half a peppermint and pointed out the window where the evening street lamp went. We walked down to the harbor as the blue fog started falling, listening to the distant gulls and harbor tugboats calling. The teacup sits untouched upon the lace table runner. Shadows stretch long against the cedar baseboards near the door. A small bluebird alights upon the wooden porch rail outside. I touch the worn leather cover of the book you left open on page 40. The pendulum swings slow inside its tall dark case, while sunset paints the wallpaper around your empty space. You crossed the rug to hand me half a peppermint and pointed out the window where the evening street lamp went. We walked down to the harbor as the blue fog started falling, listening to the distant gulls and harbor tugboats calling. I feel the smooth, polished armrest where your ring left a scratch, remembering the evening that you dropped the brass door latch. The hallway floorboard creaks as if you're stepping through the hall, and every year between us fades to nothing at all. The kettle whistles softly in the amber evening glow. I set 2 teacups on the tray, just like we used to know. You always took the corner seat beside the window pane. I
hold the warm ceramic cup and wait for you again. So quiet now. I thought I heard a spoon against a cup. The yellow wallpaper is peeling near the floor. A faint old melody keeps pulling up. My fingers brush against the mantelpiece, finding a wooden button from your coat. The mind drifts away to an August evening, a cool summer breeze on the screened in porch, a soft turning page and the scent of cedar, and old memories warm like a steady torch. We walked down to the corner store for butter and jam, then paused by the bridge where the river ran slow. You pointed at a red kite stuck up in an oak tree and promised we would come back when it started to snow. A postcard from Duluth sits in my drawer. The ink is faded brown around your name. I wonder if the train still stops at 5, or if the wooden station looks the same. I count the brass buttons along my sleeve and watch how the curtains sway soft and low. Thoughts float like leaves on a quiet pond. One memory leads 20 miles away. A woolen scarf, a brass key, a smile you gave, all gathered together inside one day. I fold the old postcard and close the drawer. The clock on the mantel ticks, gentle and slow. I keep every memory safe in my heart and wait for the winter to bring back the snow.